Something that I'm quite adamant about when I'm teaching change of direction from a skill standpoint is spine to shin angle. It's not necessarily something that you might have heard before. I might have came up with it, if I'm being very honest. Shit might not be real, but it's real, right? When you see a lot of these cuts, you see these receivers coming up, you see basketball players dribbling, and when they start cutting, all these movements, all these jukes, they're not necessarily changing direction. They're feints, right? So when you see a crossover, you see those knees buckling in, right? You see my spine stay leveled. You see one shin is pointing that way, the other shin is pointing the other way, all right? Come around right here. So if I'm coming up and I'm dribbling, and as you can tell by my mannerisms, I'm the second coming of Allen Iverson, right? So as I'm dribbling and I'm doing all this stuff, all these feints that I'm giving, whether I'm playing basketball or I'm portraying Jamarcus Bradley coming up and he's juking somebody at the line, he's juking somebody at the 10, or he's juking somebody to get that release, all these feints, look at my shins. One is pointing that way and the other one is pointing this way. But one thing stands true. My spine stays vertical, correct? Why? Because I'm not actually changing direction. I'm still here. I can sustain all this. It's not necessarily valgus because I'm not doing this out of a deficiency of strength in my hip, in my TFL or my glute medius. I am actively trying to juke someone. So I'm giving this cornerback or I'm giving this basketball defender, I'm trying to have them guess, what the hell is this guy doing? Is he going left or right? Well, boom. Now, if they want to sell that out route and they're going this way, they're going to plant that foot. My shin stays vertical. My spine stays vertical. From there, I am so strong that I am going to plant that foot and cut this way. Correct? So I'm coming and I'm running and bam! I can hit that cut. But what I sold, once again, as a route runner, is that I'm going vertical because my spine and my shin are vertical. Correct? So where you see most of these injuries coming up, especially in basketball, even as a receiver route running, is when they hit this cut and they prematurely drive that knee in, spine stays vertical, shin is not in alignment with the spine. All this force of my trunk is going one way. The force that my legs are trying to distribute is going another way. There can go my ACL. I'm not saying that's a 100% it's gonna happen, but that's usually how injuries are gonna occur. That's how you see a lot of torn ACLs in the league. That's how you see a lot of torn ACLs in basketball leagues, in pickup games. It's unawareness of spine to shin angle alignment. That's why when you look at the best ball handlers, defensive backs, route runners, or just athletes in general, the second that they change direction, they're always going to find a way to angle their shin and their spine parallel. It doesn't really matter whether the shin is angled inward or even outward on an outside edge cut. They're going to find a way to always make sure their spine matches the angle of their shin. That's not only going to allow them to cut significantly better, but it's going to cut down the risk of any injury tenfold. So once again, alignment of the spine with the shin is crucial.